Hey guys, I'm Cassie and this is my hubby Joe. And this is our last video about diamond shapes. We have not yet talked about cushion cut and heart-shaped diamonds. So we left that for last. I don't know why.
Well, there is a lot of other things that are on Cassie's mind. She loves oval. That's really popular right now. Cushion cut is also one of the most popular stones out there. A lot of times it's done on its own or, like in this picture, with a halo. That's with the diamonds surrounding the stone. As in the prior video, Cassie was talking about budget engagement rings and various budgets and how to do it in the $2,500 to $4,000 range. You put a halo and it makes it look bigger. That's how you can get that big look. Cushions are typically done with that. It's like a throwback stone to the 100 years ago when they had the archaic tools. They didn't have the science to figure out how to get the right angles and the
It's
computers.
kind of like a little pillow.
Right.
Looks like a little pillow.
Right. It is. It is like a little pillow. Now, the one drawback with that stone,
you don't always get the full carat weight look. Like if you put a 2-carat cushion next to a 2-carat
round.
right.
The round's
It
probably
has
going to look bigger.
Little cut corners. So just think about it. Like, little pillow has the cut out soft corners.
Right. It's also having to do with the weight being distributed unevenly.
Yeah.
It typically goes in the pavilion, the bottom of the stone, instead of being in a round stone, a triangle, so it's mostly on the top section. The diameter of the stone is nice and wide, whereas a cushion cut, it's a lot of a bulge on the bottom.
And who cares about like the carat weight on the bottom? You want it all on top.
Right.
Or spread out like a round or princess cut. But if it's so deep,
there are ways to combat this. There are new cushion cuts out there, which we've been able to source and show people that have more of that round triangular bottom and more of a flat top to maximize that look. Right. But some of the older traditional cushion cuts, they do look smaller than what they weigh. So going back to that size video that we did a couple months ago, where you have to not only look at the carat weight, but what does it look like diameter-wise? Right. This is a stone that you always have to pay attention to.
Right.
Less likely with a lot of the other shapes that we talked about. With cushion, you should definitely pay attention to this. The diameter and the size don't always go together. Very popular stone, lots of brilliance like around. It's brilliant cut. They have more of a traditional style, and they have more of the modified style with lots of facets. So it's really, really brilliant. But that's personal preference. You might like the old style.
It's not my favorite stone. I mean, if somebody was dead set on it, okay. But if they're not, I might convince them to go.
And I told her maybe not mention that. But you know what? It's Cassie's show too, so she can mention whatever she wants.
I'm just being honest.
Well, I like the cushion cut a lot. So there's definitely not a consensus on what's great. I mean, the pear shape is not my favorite, but Cassie loves it. Loves that stone a lot. I like round stones. She's not really big into it. It's personal preference. All these stones are beautiful. They're natural diamonds, and they're cut to the proportions that they should be if you're getting it for the style that you want. So that's what we're going to focus on. Whatever style or shape you like will get you the right proportions. And cushion cut, you could definitely do that. And now the last aspect to that is that some people like them square and other people like them rectangular. Like an emerald cut or a radiant cut could be rectangular. So sometimes when people want to look at cushion, we might want to show them a radiant cut too.
Exactly.
Right? So you're not just dead set on a certain shape, unless you are. But if you're open to a certain ratio or certain look, there are many shapes that you could look at. Certainly there are exceptions. If you want round, you got a round stone. But if you want, let's say, something that is rectangular, you might look at a radiant, you might look at a cushion, you might look at the emerald cut. Right? Heart shape, the last thing we'll talk about when it comes to all these shapes. We'll get into more shapes when it comes to side stones and how they match up side stones. There's different shapes that might be side stones.
Oh, that's a fun video.
Yeah.
The baguettes, the trapezoids.
Just thought of it. Yeah, all those cool shapes. But for a center, the heart shape is very much a niche. It's not it's not the most popular stone. It's very brilliant like a round. It has those lobes. It does have a
lot of sparkle if you find a nice cut one.
Right. And it has the element of love and interest and intrigue.
Well, you'll see a lot of heart shapes in pendants, in earrings, not necessarily